Chris Jenkins for CharlotteVibe.com with my day after thoughts. Sorry for the late upload on the day after thoughts. Usually I get these up earlier in the day, but there was other breaking news about the Carolina Panthers, specifically Ron Rivera, firing a few defensive coaches. Put out that video, forgot about this one. So if you haven't checked out that video, which I don't understand why you would not have checked that one out, please go back and do so. Excuse me, just got through eating dinner. So day after thoughts about the Carolina Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First thing I'm going to start about is the few snap count things. Devin Funchess returned this week, and he only had one catch yesterday. Now, I know we could say something about his back and, if he's still recovering from those things. He did have a very effective catch, and I know Cam threw him on one. But Devin Funchess' snaps are continuing to be low. Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore. DJ Moore actually had the most reps and snaps out of any of the wide receivers. So I like the trend of where this offense is going. We kind of get rushed as fans, like wanting to just already be there, because I know I've been critical of some stuff with Noah Turner. He'll do the really good creative stuff, and I know you can't do that every single play. But I think because of the number of weapons that we have, that we can do it a lot. Now, that should be part of our identity with these reverses, that Statue of Liberty looking play and things like that. But that's one comment. I like where the offense is going. I like that we finally getting DJ Moore more snaps, and Curtis Samuels is doing a lot. He led the team in targets yesterday. So positive things there on the offense. Sticking with the offense, Cam Newton and his arm. To think about that a little bit more today, it's almost one of those things like I don't know yet to make any judgment. It could have been one of those things like, as you get older, you sleep on something wrong and it kind of screws with you the next day. I don't know if I'd be willing to say that Cam's in some great danger. Certainly want to see how he does this week coming up. Don't feel like we should sit Cam. Don't feel like we should rest Cam. Don't feel like we should start putting in the other quarterback. We still technically have a chance to win. Things are shaping up where I know as of this recording, the Eagles are losing, which I kind of forget is a good thing. So ignore that I just said all that, but we have a chance at this playoff. Life without Greg Olsen. Again, day after thoughts. I think we'll be all right, to be honest with you. Ian Thomas disappeared as Greg Olsen came back, and we saw more Manhurts than we saw Ian Thomas. But Ian Thomas still looks pretty good. Let me see if I can quickly find his stats yesterday. I know he had one catch, but I feel good about Ian Thomas. He had five. 5 catches on 5 targets. So very sad about Greg Olsen getting hurt, because he's one of those good character guys and just Mr. Reliable, Cam's dog. To see him go out, it's like, darn. But just from a pure football perspective and productivity, I'm okay with it, feeling that Ian Thomas will be able to pull up his weight and replacing Greg. And Chris Manhurst is mostly used as a blocking tight end. He's been solid and staying in that role. Talking about our defense, yeah, we call it day after thoughts because we're just in my head, right? I think the defense has been a lot worse than I've really observed from watching. I know some of you guys may just kill me in the comments for that, but I really kind of feel like, we're a little missing, and we are a little missing. But here's what I feel like is happening. We are missing a little bit in so many places. We'll miss a little bit on the line. We'll miss a little bit on the Dante. James will miss a little bit. Then a safety miss a little bit. And then when you add up all those miss a little bits, you have games where our defense can't stop the other team. And we get in some close games because our offense is pretty good. I mean, I hadn't even really realized how productive our offense has been because of the losses that we've had. You tend to associate a big offense with a lot of victories, not necessarily undefeated, but big offense, lots of wins. New Orleans Saints, LA Rams, but we're not getting that Sometimes we struggle with the red zone on the offense. So maybe that's maybe it goes on both sides, right? The defense just goes a little bit here and a little bit there. And they always make that mistake at the worst time. And the offense could be the same way. Really good offense, most of the time, good enough protection for Cam. But then when we get in the red zone, there's a little bitty mistake. And then at the wrong time, Graham Gano misses a few field goals, and we're like, ah. So those are my observations. Shaq Thompson, I'm going to be talking to you this week. Shaq Thompson came into this season with a lot of potential, or a lot of like he's going to make this season where he's really going to start to replace Thomas Davis, and we're going to have to figure out how to get him involved. He had his fewest reps in forever, I think about 2 years this past Sunday. So I'm kind of curious about what's going on with Shaq Thompson. We did get 4 sacks yesterday, and that's a little bit of a positive. So my question I'm going to leave you all with is, Coach Ron Rivera is going to take over the secondary coaching. Eric Washington's going to take over the frontline coaching. Is that enough to make this team competitive for the rest of the season? I'm not saying run the table, but is it enough to have us watching the game with a sense that this team is playing really competitive? I want you to leave your comments below. Like and subscribe. Well, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't hit on that bell notification and you're a subscriber, please hit that bell notification, because I will be going live before the game each week. And I want to hear from you guys, answer some few last minute questions before the game starts. As always, thanks for watching.